barn, 400 empty acres that used to be my farm. And I grew up like my daddy did. My grandpa cleared this land. When I was 5, I walked the fence when Grandpa held mine. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, this land made me proud. Son, I'm just sorry there's no legacy for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of My Acoustic Lounge. Today we're going to review a great John Mellencamp song called Rain on the Scarecrow. It was of course written by John Mellencamp and another gentleman named George Green. Rain on the Scarecrow peaked at number 21 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1986. Now before we get started, be sure to click the subscribe button, as I'm always trying to put up new content on a regular basis. In addition, if you like my guitar tutorials and covers, you might actually also like my original music, which can now be purchased or streamed from any one of your favorite online music providers. Simply look up Troy Hawes and you'll find my music there. Now what we're going to do first is we're going to look at the chords that you're going to need to know. Then we're going to perform an acoustic lounge version of this great song. Afterwards, we'll go in depth and have a closer look at the chord progression. As always, I'm going to use a great backbeat from my Beat Buddy by Singular Sound. So if you want to learn a great song by John Mellencamp, stick around. We're going to get started right now. Okay, before we get to the chords that you're going to need to know for this great song, I want to make a quick note. If you want to play along with the album version by John Mellencamp, or even play along with me, using the chords that I'm about to show you, you're going to need to place a capo on the first fret. Keep that in mind. Now, for these chords, there's only 4 of them, and they're all very, very easy. Let's have a look. The first one is an E minor. There's a G. There's a D chord, and finally a C. Now, as you watch my video, you might notice that I use a combination of both the C chord and a C add 9. Both work just fine for this song. If you're more comfortable playing one over the other, you choose. With that, let's get to the cover. Barn, 400 empty acres that used to be my farm. And I grew up like my daddy did. My grandpa cleared this land. When I was 5, I walked the fence when Grandpa held mine. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, this land made me proud. Son, I'm just sorry there's no legacy for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Crops grew last summer, weren't enough to pay the loans. Buy the seed, plant the spring, farms make clothes. And I called up my old friend Shipman to auction off the land. John, it's just my job, and I hope you understand. Well, calling it your job, oh, I'll sure make it right. Want me to, I'll separate for your soul tonight. Grandma's on the front porch, Bible in a hand. Sometimes I hear her singing, take me to the promised land. Tell a man's dignity, can't work his fields and cows. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. There's 97 crosses planted in the courthouse yard. 97 families, plus 97 farms. I think about my grandpa, my neighbors in the name. Sometimes I feel like dying, like a scarecrow in the rain. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, this land made me proud. Son, I'm just sorry, there's just memories for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, this land made me proud. Son, I'm just sorry, there's no legacy for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Okay, let's break down the chord progression. We're going to basically break this into 3 parts. We'll start with a look at the verses, then we'll have a closer look at the chorus, and then we'll finish things off with a look at that opening riff and the bridge that kind of leads into the guitar solo. They're played pretty much the same, so we'll have a look at that at the same time. Let's start, of course, with the verse. Starting on the E minor chord, the verse goes something like this. Scarecrow on a wooden cross, blackbird in the barn. 400 empty acres that used to be my farm. I grew up like my daddy did. My grandpa cleared this land. When I was 5, I walked the fence while grandpa held my hand. And then you jump into the chorus. Alright, starting on the C chord, or the C add 9, the chorus goes something like this. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, this land made me proud. Son, I'm just sorry, there's no legacy for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. It's really that simple. All right, let's finish things off with a closer look at that opening riff and the bridge riff that are very similar that leads into the solo, the guitar solo in John Mellencamp's album version. So that intro riff, basically on the 2nd string, starting on the 5th fret. Now keeping in mind I'm counting the 5th fret from the capo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2nd string, 5th fret. And the next note is on the 8th fret. Back to the 5th. And then to the 7th fret. That's it. That's all that I do. Is it exactly the same as the album version? Likely not. It's just a simplified version that gets the message across. Sounds something like this. And that's really it. Now, the bridge, that riff is played exactly the same way, only it's speeded up. Let me show you. It starts out the same, but then it picks up. And it's from here that you jump in to the chords that are played during the lead guitar solo. So follow along here with me.
automatically takes you back in to the verse. There you have it, John Mellencamp's Rain on the Scarecrow. I love this song. Thank you for tuning in to my Acoustic Lounge. My name is Troy Hawes. If you like my guitar tutorials and covers, again, please consider subscribing. I do truly, truly appreciate it. Until the next time, keep playing. Music is good for the soul.